Professor Swati Srivastava. I'm working as senior professor in SMS Medical College, Jaipur, an in charge thyroid clinic. And I had the opportunity to be a part of this excellent platform of education, the RSSDI conference. So, my talk was on time in range and its role in patients with COVID 19 having diabetes. So basically, since we all went through this COVID 19 pandemic, we are realized that there are so many, this pandemic taught us, gave us so much unpredictability. There were so many new events coming up and new patterns of patient presentations. And we got to learn so many new things and made us realize that we have to set guidelines and set so many protocols to be able to cope up best and have best outcome in our patients. So what we found was that COVID-19 infection was more so where there were the infection and the complication rate was more in patients having comorbidities. Which comorbidities? Hypertension, cardiovascular disorders, diabetes. So we found diabetes as one of the very important factors. If a person had diabetes and then he developed COVID-19 infection, he was having more chances of developing complications. He had more chances of going on oxygen therapy. He had more chances of being admitted to the ICU and then complications and mortality. So, having known this, at the same time, we knew that when it came to management of glycemia, because we know that when these patients have any infection, a patient with diabetes, his glycemic level becomes bad. So his blood glucose starts increasing, and the previously controlled also becomes uncontrolled. There are so many drugs which can cause, like the corticosteroids, which are being used in these management of COVID-19 patients, and the entire inflammatory response. So basically, the inflammatory response, the entire scenario of COVID 19, the effect on the beta cells, the insulin resistance arising led to a worsening of the glycemic status. So, at one side, we had diabetic patients having a poor innate immunity and a worse outcome in COVID 19 patients. On the other side, we had COVID 19 infection worsening the glycemic control. So, what do we do? How do we manage? So, as we know that whenever we have any infection or any occurrence when the patient is having acutely ill, we have to control his sugars to the best. Now, when it comes to controlling the sugars, as we realized that in COVID 19, the exposure of the healthcare workers to these patients was also a very important issue. Now, a healthcare worker having to do an hourly blood glucose testing becomes very difficult. At the same time, the PPE kits utilization also was too much and we had to reduce it. So, how should we have a very efficacious glucose control at the same time, which should be practical? At the same time, it should reduce the healthcare exposure. At the same time, we should not be overusing the PP kits also. For that, the answer came as a blood glucose measurement, which is remotely assessed. So, can that be done? So, to that, CGMS, the continuous blood glucose monitoring system, probably came as an answer. So, this is a technology, and it's a new technology which is being used where we have a continuous glucose monitoring, and some trials have been done where they try to use this CGMS and they can remotely transfer the blood glucose reports to, say, the nursing station and then to the doctors, and accordingly the blood glucose levels can be checked, and accordingly insulin has to be given. So our main intent is that, see, whenever we have a serious patient, we are worried about hypoglycemic episodes. So and we have to give insulin in these seriously ill patients with COVID-19. So our intention is primum non nocere. That is a Latin word which goes on to say that if you don't do any good, at least don't do bad. So use insulin, but do not let hypoglycemia occur. So to minimize hypoglycemia, CGM came as an important tool and to have a good glucose control. But there are some problems. The problems are the CGM is presently being utilized mostly for outdoor patients. In hospital setups, we have a very few studies. There was one study by Ritracul et al. what they did was they put the CGM sensor on the patient and the receiver on the door of the room, and then the reports were transmitted to the nursing desk and they were managed well. This study had very good results, so expecting something like this in the future. But then CGM protocols are little intricate. So what do we need? We need more of education of doctors, nursing staff, and more use with the CGM pattern, so that we are able to use it better. We need better protocols because we currently do not have any in hospital protocols. Mind you, the US FDA as of now is not approving CGMS as the sole treatment, as a sole diagnostic. It only states that it can help in the glucose control, not solely being used. So as of now, we need a lot of study to be done, a lot of data has to be collected, and more protocols can be made by which we can remotely monitor the glucose and then accordingly treat these patients. So in scenario like this COVID-19 infection pandemic, probably it taught us a lot, and blood glucose control being one of them, which is very important, and continuous monitoring and a remote assessment of the reports could be a very important aspect. So let's hope, we have hope in this direction, that we will be able to control our in hospital admitted patients better, probably using this new technique which talks about the time and range. Thank you.